Welcome back. Let's continue our discussion on the topic of domain and range, and this is the very final video on this topic. Here you're given a function f of x which has two different values. One is 3x minus 7 and the other is 2x plus 7, and each of it has its own conditions, and it's asking what is the range of this entire function. So how do we do it? We know for the first set x is less than 0. If you multiply both sides by 3, then it becomes 3x is less than 0 times 3, which is same as 3x less than 0, right? Now let's add negative 7 on both sides. So 3x minus 7 is less than negative 7, right? If x is 0, the lowest possible value is negative 7, and 1 makes it, if x has to be, what this is telling is 3x minus 7 is less than negative 7, okay? The whole value is less than negative 7, right? Which means it has to have more and more negative values, right? That means x has to be negative 8, negative 7, negative 9, negative 10, and so on, right? So all the way up to negative infinity. So these two are likely numbers for now. So we know that our x can take value from negative infinity all the way to negative 7. Okay. Similarly, at the other set, we have x is less than 0. If you multiply both sides by 2, then we get this. So 2x is still greater than or equal to 2. If we add plus 6 on both sides, 2x plus 6 is greater than or equal to 6. So if x equals 0, okay, 6 becomes equal to 6, and x equals 1 means it's 8 greater than 6, right? So that means the minimum it can have is 6, and the maximum it can have would be infinity. So it is 6 to infinity. So the union of the two sets will give you the complete range of the function. So union of 6 comma infinity. So this is the correct answer. Okay. You're asked to determine under what value of x f inverse of x does not exist. Okay, so if you assume this, not assume it, if you take the parabolic expression ax squared plus bx plus c, then x would be equal to negative b over 2a. If you match that to the expression given, then you have x squared plus 9x minus 17. A equals 1, B equals 9, C equals negative 7. That means it's negative 9 over 2. Okay, it's negative 4.5. Which of these intervals contain negative 4.5? It's this one right here. So within this interval, because the interval captures x equals negative 4.5, f inverse of x does not exist. Does not exist for x containing elements of negative 9 to negative 3. Okay. Again, it's a different problem. Under what condition f inverse of x does not exist? So we know ax squared plus bx plus c. If you match that to the expression given, x squared minus 13x plus 15. So we know a equals 1, b equals negative 3, c equals 15. So x equals negative b over 2a, which is 13 over 2, which is 6.5. So under which interval which interval captures positive 6.5, it will be 3 over 9. So if x contain elements of 3 to 9, f inverse of x does not exist. Okay. You're asked to determine the range. So again, first you have to determine what is the x value, for which we have to use the quadratic expression or the parabolic expression, from which we can match to the given expression given. So we know a equals 1, b equals negative 3, c equals 8, x equals minus b over 2a, which is 3 over 2, which is 1.5, right? Is that correct? Okay. Now you substitute these values into this expression for x equals 0, x equals 1.5, and x equals 4, and see where you get the minimum and the maximum value. Okay, whichever one produces the minimum is going to tell you where the range is starting and where it's ending. So if x equals 0, that means 0 squared minus 3 times 0 plus 8 equals 8. X equals 1.5, 1.5 squared, okay, minus 3 times 1.5 plus 8, that's 5.75. And x equals 4 would be 16 minus 3 times 4 plus 8 equals 16 minus 12 plus 8. That's 4 plus 8 equals 12. So the minimum is 5.75, right? Right? 5.75 is same as 5 3/4, right? 5 3/4 is 5 times 4 plus 3 over 4. That's 23 over 4 is 5.75. So this is the minimum value in the range, and 12 is the maximum value. Even if not, you can narrow your answer down to this, this, and this, but we know 5.75 is smaller, so 8 is not possible. So is 0. That means by default, this will be the correct answer. Okay, f of x equals, again, we know x equals negative b over 2a. I'm just simplifying it here because we've done this multiple times. So it's 9 over 4. That's our x. So let's substitute values of x equals 0, x equals 5, x equals 9 over 4. If x equals 0, f of 0 would be 40. If x equals 5, f of 5 would be negative 2 times 25 minus 9 times 5 plus 40, and that will be what, negative 50, negative 45 plus 40, plus negative 50 minus 5 is negative 55. And 9 times 4 would be f of 9 times 4 would be negative 2 times 81 over 16, right? 18 over 16 minus 9 times 9 over 4 plus 40. You can use the calculator, so it will be 8. So 81 over 8 is negative 10, roughly 10. This would be 81 over 4 is negative 20. I'm just approximating it so I can save time. So it's plus 10. So we know our minimum is negative 55, maximum is 40. So it's negative 55 to 40. And that's the correct answer. All right, we're come to the very, very final problem in this context. So we know that the parabolic expression is ax squared plus bx plus c. So x equals negative b over 2a. If you match this to the given expression, 2x squared minus 9x plus 17. So we know a equals 2, b equals negative 9, c equals 17. So x equals negative of negative 9 is plus 9 over 4, right? So x equals 0 would give you 17. X of 4 would give you 2 times 4 squared, 4 squared minus 9 times 4 plus 17. That's 16, sorry, yeah, 4 times 2 is 16, 32 minus 36 plus 17. So that would be, what is it, negative 4 plus 17 is plus 13. We know 13 is one of these two is the maximum, right? We know 17 is bigger, so definitely one of the ones with the 17 is possibly the correct answer. Okay, once we substitute our 9 power 4, then we know which one is our minimum value. Okay, so it's 2 times 9 power 4 squared minus 9 times 9 power 4 plus 17. So this would essentially, I'm going to do the math here. So that will be 2 times 81 over 16 minus 81 over 4 plus 17. This translates to 81 over 8 minus 81 over 4 plus 17. So 81 over 8 would be 10, roughly 10. 81 over 4 is roughly 20 plus 17. So that's negative 10 plus 17 is 7. So the smallest is 7, maximum is 17, right? So that means it'll be one of these two. Again, keep in mind, I rounded it off, so this doesn't look perfect, but it'll be one of these two, okay? It'll be 6. So if you take 6 times 8 plus 7 divided by 8 is 6.8875, okay? This is how you might be able to do if it is not part of a calculator function. This literally translates to an approximate 7. So that means 6, 7, 8 to 17 is our range. And that's it. We have concluded our session on domain and range. If you've learned something, consider subscribing to my channel. Please share the video with your family and friends. And stay tuned. I'll see you with another video on a different topic. All right. Thank you for watching.